So today we are going to be making banana bread. This banana bread is a go-to for me. My family and I loves banana bread for breakfast, especially with some hot chocolate milk. So this banana bread is not made in the typical way that most people make their banana bread. It does have a lot more butter in it, and also some other ingredients that you would typically not find in banana bread. Sometimes I also use this banana bread when I cater for events. I am a mini caterer and I do cater a lot for events, and this banana bread is also something that people request a lot when they ask me to cater for their events. So let's get right into it. Here is our butter. That's a cup of butter, banana, a cup of banana, flour, 2 cups of flour, sugar, 1 cup of sugar, like half a cup of raisins, 1 cup of milk, whole milk, a teaspoon of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a teaspoon of baking soda. We'll start by mixing our butter with sugar. So I am using a kitchen aid here. If you don't have a kitchen aid, you can use the handheld whisk and whatever you can use to mix the butter and the sugar together to get it to a smooth texture would work, especially if your butter is at room temperature. So here I'm introducing the sugar, and I'll let this mix a little bit for about 3 minutes or so. So it's been mixing for over 2 minutes now, and you can see how it's getting more smooth and a little bit more creamier. You pause and then wipe down the sides of the bowl just to make sure everything continues to mix evenly. I'm going to mix it again for like another 2 minutes just to get some fluffy texture. I'm going to introduce my eggs. So I'm introducing 2 eggs. I don't think I put eggs in when I did show the ingredients or the items that I use, but yes guys, I'm going to add eggs in it, and these are 3 eggs that I just added into the bowl. Mind you, I'm new to creating content. It's going to get better, but I guess the concept here is just to understand what I'm trying to do here. So yes, in the recipe we do have eggs, and I just added 3 eggs. So in your recipe you have to add 3 eggs. So here is the eggs mixing together with the butter and the sugar. So let that mix until it gets a smooth consistency. It doesn't have to be very smooth, just make sure that it's well mixed together. And we continue cleaning down the sides of the bowl just to make sure we are mixing everything, or everything is being mixed appropriately. Now I'm going to introduce the dry ingredients. I'm going to mix everything together. That's the baking soda, adding the baking powder, and also the nutmeg, and just mix everything together so we can be ready to introduce that into the bowl. My flour is not very lumpy, so I did not have a reason as to why I had to sieve it. So most people will sieve, put their flour through a sieve, but I did not see the reason to do that. So I'm just going to mix it up the way it is, guys. So here our eggs has mixed. Now I'm adding the smashed bananas. So the bananas were smashed with a wooden stick. I don't like blending it in the blender because it becomes too smooth, too fine. So I like doing it with a bowl. Anything that you can smash it, you know, with a gloved hand in a bowl, or just, you know, with a wooden spoon, whatever it is. I like it when it's a little bit chunky. So now we've mixed the butter, the egg, the sugar, and the banana. And we just keep mixing until it's a little bit more smooth than the way it looks right now. So I'm beginning to introduce the flour into the bowl and slowly mixing. You can see now I'm not whisking anymore. I'm mixing. So and I try not to dump a lot at a time, just to make sure that the flour, everything is evenly mixed, you know, appropriately. So my butter is a little bit thick, so I'm going to add some milk. That's the cup of milk, to make it a little bit lighter. And after this stage, we would be ready to fold the butter with a spatula, and it should be ready to go into the oven. So sometimes when you're using a kitchen aid, there's a lot of butter that is left in the bottom. You just have to keep scooping. Now I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. And our butter is ready to get into the baking tin. Right now you can see how nice and smooth it looks. I'm introducing the raisins right now. That's what usually goes in last. If you don't like, I know a lot of my clients also like nuts, especially pecan nuts, but you can use whatever nuts pleases you. Now there are so many people that are allergic to nuts, so when I do banana bread for events, I usually try not to use nuts. I use raisins for the most part, like I'm using in this recipe right now. But it's also very delicious with extremely delicious with nuts, whichever choice of nut you want, pecan, almonds, whatever nuts works perfectly well in banana bread. So at this point, we're going to clean down the batter, and I'm going to fold in the batter with the spatula, just still trying to introduce air and also making sure that it's well mixed with the butter that is usually left in the bottom of the bowl. So our baking pan is ready. I'm going to pour the batter into the baking pan, and remember our oven had already been preheated at 350. Now we are going to bake this cake at 300 for over 35 minutes. I did preheat the oven at 350, but I usually start baking at 300 just to make sure the outside doesn't cook and the inside doesn't cook. We want it to evenly cook from inside out, so I try to make sure the oven is not too hot when I'm putting the cake inside. So that's why I normally reduce the heat down to 300. And voila, our batter is ready to get into the oven. Okay, our banana bread is ready. Please comment below what you like to put in your own banana bread. Please help my channel to grow by liking and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video.